Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Famous, and welcome to my channel. If you've not subscribed to this channel, I will encourage you subscribe. Here I talk about anything that has to do with basically travel. I share my own personal experience, also to help others so that during their own application it could also be easier. So I also share my failures, also travel failures, so that also could also learn from it. So for today's video, what I'm going to be sharing 7 reasons why people are being denied into entry into a country. Now, definitely, back home, once you have visa, most people want, when they have their visa, they just go celebrating. Yeah, yeah, they go drinking, party. Yes, I have visa, I have visa. Yeah, that's fine. But there's something people don't know, and like in the US visa, once you're given a US visa, they will indicate it there that the visa does not grant you entry into the country. So that's the point. You see, that visa, that paper, that stamp does not grant you entry into the country. What grants you entry into the country is the immigration officer. Now, one of the reasons why most people are being denied entry, especially to this country where I am making this video now, Philippines, where many people have been denied into this country, especially Africans, is been one, arrogance. Yeah, I know, I don't know, but most people coming into the country, when they meet the immigration officer, back home there's a way we do things, but down here there's a way they do things. Like back home, you could, it's just two different systems. So basically, most people coming into the country through Philippines, they'll think the way they respond to to people back home is the way they should also respond to others. But no, there are some things we do back home that when you do it down here, it look insulting. You get. So one of the major reasons it's being rude and arrogant to the immigration officer. Yes, because the truth is it is that same immigration officer that will grant you access, or say, you know what, yeah, you get back to the country. So one of the major reasons people are being denied entry into a country, especially this country, Philippines, is being rude or arrogant to the immigration officer. Then number two reason also is not having enough basic traveling allowance. You say you're coming to a country for a holiday, and you don't have a basic traveling allowance. That's already a red flag. You say, if I were the immigration officer, I wouldn't even allow you in. So a lot of people come into a country without having basic travel allowance. No, that's number two. That's another red flag. When you're traveling for tourism, even if you're traveling for study, at least you should have some money, cash with you. Yes, we know you also have your with your ATM card, right? You need to, because you also have money in your account. Maybe you have a domiciliary account, but still you need to have physical cash with you. So number two reason why people are being returned back is lack of BTA. The number three reason why people are being returned back, a lot of people don't even know where they are going to. Yes, uh, where are you going to? You don't know where you're going to. Who are you visiting? You don't know who you're visiting. Man, that's number three red flag. At least when you're coming into a country, no, you should have a specific reasons. Of course, unless you have some other reasons why you're coming in. But if you're coming into a country, you should have a specific reason why you're coming. If you're coming to visit your friend, have an invitation letter from your friend. And if possible, your friend should come pick you up at the airport. Have an invitation letter signed by an attorney, an attorney that, look, I'm actually being invited by this person. So you should know where you're going to, and you should have the details of who you're going to visit. So number four reason why people are being denied entry is not complying with immigration rules. of that country you're visiting. You know, that's why before you travel to a particular country, you need to find out what is happening in what's the political terrain, what are the events actually happening. So if you're unlucky and you do not comply with the current policies of that country, you might be denied. Let's say you're going to a particular country and they say, okay, you know what, we need a COVID-19 document or a yellow fever card, and you get to the country and you don't have those documents, you might actually be returned back. So after getting your visa, what you need to do, you need to do a pre-departure. Pre-departure means you need to ask questions. Like me, even though before I came into this country, I already have several experiences. I've traveled to a lot of countries, but guess what? Before I even came in, I had to ask somebody that was already in. Okay, what is the system like? What are the questions that the immigration officer will ask me? So I have to do my own investigation, find out what I should do, what I shouldn't do. Then I also want to indicate that at least when coming into a country, you should dress properly. You don't wear a sleeveless shirt. I don't think it's at least dress properly. So number five reason why people are being denied entry into why people are being denied entry into a country is having a layover of more than 24 hours. Now, I'll give you an example. Like during my time when I was traveling to the St. Vincent for education, me and my colleagues, we left through Lagos to Brazil. But when we got to Brazil, we had an issue. What was the issue? Our return ticket had a layover of more than 24 hours in Panama. Now, we were already in Brazil. We've not even arrived in our destination. And our the ticket to St. Vincent it has no issue. But we're being held for almost 2 days at that airport because we had a overstay of more than 24 hours in Panama. So that's that, and we were lucky that we had to contact our agent for 2 days. We were the agent was trying to fix our ticket. So that was after fixing our ticket. That was when we were able to continue. So if you have overstay of more than 24 hours, you might be returned back to your country. Like I remember closely that we were about 3 or 4 that was traveling, but one of those girls one of us was returned back because I don't actually know what happened. It seems the travel agent did just a one-way ticket for her as a student, because we were traveling as a student, all as medical students. So our agent did just one-way ticket for her. No, and with that, I don't know what happened, but she was actually returned back. She was actually returned back. So when because what the ticket she was having was a return ticket, but they checked the system, they noticed that it was just a one-way ticket. So when the immigration officer said, look, this is a one-way ticket, no, she said no. And guess what? She actually paid for a return ticket, a to and fro, but the agent just did just one way. So she said, okay, you know what? I have my card there, I can make the payment and I do my return. But guess what? She was returned back to Nigeria. So you need to check for travel logistics. You just need to make sure that your travel logistics is right. Now for that layover of 24 hours, we are really very, 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 very lucky. If not, we would have been normally from information we got that most people that had layover, that most of them were returned back because they said that this Panama was a very volatile area, that they don't allow foreigners to stay more than that. That if a foreigner that doesn't have a visa that is transiting in Panama, that and you have more than 24 hours layover, that most of those foreigners are being returned back. So we were just lucky that we were not returned back. So another reason why people can, should I say, number 7 reason why people are being denied. Why people are being denied entry into a country might just be for no reason. Might just be maybe due to executive order, maybe system, because system changes. It can be due to executive order. Like I remember, I think a year ago, like most people that had US visa, they traveled to the US. A year or 2 years ago, they were returned back. Those tourists with tourist visa, they were returned back. What was the reason? They had genuine reason for traveling. They had genuine reason for traveling, but they were returned back. Why? They said that the system at which they got their US visa was a flawed system. I can't understand. What does it mean, the flawed system? If it was a flawed system, why did you give it to me? Anyway, that's why I said that if a visa does not grant you access into a country, it is the immigration officer. So that is number 6 reason, not number 5. So the number 7th reason why people are being returned back home is, let's say the event you're going for has passed. If the event you're going for has passed, you're likely to be returned back home. If the event you're going for has passed, or you tend to mix the event up. Let's say I'm going as I have a tourist visa to the US. Then in my application form, I said I'm going for my brother's graduation. I put his details there. He just graduated. He just finished his residency, and so I'm going for his graduation, right? My brother. But that's what it's in my form. But when I get to the immigration officer, I tell them that I'm going for my girlfriend's going for my girlfriend's party. What's the name of your girlfriend? I start giving a different name that I didn't put in my application. That's another red flag. At least what is in your application form should be consistent with what you're giving to the immigrant. That's one of the major reasons. I've seen a lot of people being denied because of that. The reason by which you were granted the visa should also be the reason with which you are arriving the country with. So they want to see some level of consistency. Give us a reason. Why are you coming? So if the date has passed, they are likely to send you back. Or if you mix the event up, they're likely to send you back. Or if it's just an executive order that the immigration officer is not satisfied with, is not just satisfied, you are just likely to be sent back to your home country. So these are just my 7 reasons why most people are being denied entry into a country, or into the country of entry, even when you have your visa. One, you're being arrogant. Being arrogant could cause you the deportation, right? It cause you deportation. So being arrogant. 2, you don't know who you're going to visit. You don't have the details, the contact of who you're going to visit. Then 3, the event you're going for has already passed. It has passed completely. Then 4, you don't even have BTA, your BTA. You don't even have BTA. Then 5, not complying with immigration rules. Then 6, your layover time is more than 24 hours, and 1, giving the immigration officer reasons that is different from the reason in your application. So these are my own 7 reasons why I think most people are being denied entry in their point of have been denied access during their point of entry. So I hope this video, I hope somebody could pick 1 or 2 tips from it. So if you like it, you just you subscribe, you leave a comment, you share. My email is there. You could also reach out to me. So all right, thank you.